What's up, adventurers? My name is Platinum Phoenix, and welcome back to Ocarina of Time. Last episode, we got the Lens of Truth at the bottom of the well. And in this episode, now that we have the Lens of Truth, along with basically every song in the game, we have quite a few things that we could do as Child Link around Hyrule. So starting off, I wanted to be in Castletown, specifically at night, so that we could go inside of this shop. And this shop probably should seem familiar because we came in here in like episode 4, and I recommended that you try this minigame a whole total of 1 time before getting a specific item. Because the way this minigame works is that you come in here and you have to pick either the top or the bottom chest, and you have a 50% chance of getting either the key to the next room or a rupee of varying value. But I did say that there's an item later in the game that makes this super easy, and that item is the Lens of Truth. And to show that, if I pull it up, yeah, it just allows us to cheat. You can simply use the Lens of Truth to look through the treasure chest, which I believe this is the only place in the entire game that allows you to actually see what's inside of the treasure chest before opening it. And it just allows you to have a guaranteed chance of getting, or not chance, a guarantee of getting each key. And if you don't use the Lens of Truth, there are 5 treasure chests that you have to go through in this minigame, meaning that you go from a 3.125% chance of winning the game purely off of luck to a guarantee, which is such a better way of doing this minigame. But you've probably also noticed that the rupees have been increasing as we go along. The first 2 rooms actually have green rupees in them, so you get 1 rupee if you lose in each of those rooms. The 3rd and 4th room have a blue rupee in them, meaning you get 5 of your 10 back if you lose in those rooms. And then the 5th and final room has a red rupee, meaning you actually can get 10 rupees back every time you play this minigame if you just get to the 5th room and lose on purpose. Which means this is another place you can get basically infinite money if you wanted to. But for winning this minigame, we get to come in here and open this big treasure chest. And get a piece of heart. Winner! You collected a piece of heart. Collect 4 pieces total. And that's basically all there is to this minigame. Is all you have to do is complete the bottom of the well and get the Lens of Truth, which is another reason I recommend just coming here or going to the bottom of the well to get the Lens of Truth as early as you physically can, because it helps you with this minigame. But also, they make you do this entire walk of shame back through the entire shop, which I find very funny, because they could easily teleport you back here, but they're like, no, you cheated, you gotta walk back. But with that being said, that's basically everything here to do in Castletown, so our next stop is actually going to be Zora's River. Alright, now that we are over here, you may remember that over in this circle, there's actually a hidden grotto here that we couldn't do anything about because we couldn't bomb it open, and there was no way to actually get it to appear. Also, I was really worried that Kuko was going to run into that bomb. But what we actually need to do to make this hidden grotto appear is pull out our ocarina and play the Song of Storms. It's super random, and I don't actually know why it makes it appear, but the Song of Storm is used in several different places to make hidden grottos actually appear. But down here, there are 2 Deku, our business scrubs, that I actually want to take out real quick so that we can see what they are selling. So what do you have? All right, you win. If you spare me, I'll sell you a green potion for 40 rupees. Let's make a deal. I actually do want to buy this because green potions are full heals to your magic meter. And in my opinion, one of the better bottled items that you can get. The only thing is, once you use it, it is used up. So you can drink it once, get full magic back, and then it is gone and you have to go buy another one. And this other business scrub All right, you win. If you spare me, I'll sell you a red potion for 40 rupees. I'm going to say no to this because, like I said, I prefer the green potion. But the red potion is basically a full heal for Link. It's basically like carrying a fairy around, except it doesn't heal you if you get fully knocked out. So, in my opinion, red potions are almost useless. I would almost always prefer to be carrying a fairy if I were carrying a red potion at all. And similarly to the green potion, it is used up after one use. So even in that circumstance, it's not great either. I will say at this point, since we have 16 hearts, that it is better than the Lon Lon Milk. So if you're using Lon Lon Milk like I am currently, I would recommend either getting the red potion or going and getting another fairy in replacement of the milk. But once we walk over here, some frogs are looking at you from underwater. And you can actually see right over there that it's kind of just sitting there. Also, obviously not looking at me. It's looking in the direct opposite direction. But if we pull out our ocarina here, the frogs will jump up and they want you to play them a song. And similarly to everything else we've done this episode, the song they want to play is actually the Song of Storms. Wow, that melody is so cool, Ribbit. Singing in the pond. Oh, what a feeling, Ribbit. Please take this as a token of our froggish gratitude, Ribbit. All right, see you, Ribbit. And we're playing the Song of Storm for these frogs. They just give you a heart piece. But there is actually something else we could do with these frogs. So if we pull out the ocarina one more time, we can play all of the other non-teleportation songs for the frogs, minus the Scarecrow song. And I like using this as a test of my memory to see how many of the songs I can think of off of the top of my head. So I'm going to do some of the more less used ones, like the Song of Time first. Young lad, you play the ocarina well. That melody is so fine, Ribbit. We all should practice it, Ribbit. Take rupees as a souvenir. If you come up with another nice melody, please drop by and play it, Ribbit, Ribbit. And every time you play one of these songs, one of the frogs will grow bigger and they will give you 50 rupees, which I recommend if you need anything, go buy it now, because with all 5 of these songs, you will get a total of 250 rupees, meaning that if you have a full wallet, a lot of this money is just going to be going to waste, like it is going to be for me. Although this first one's actually really helpful because we've just bought the green potion. But next up, I think I'm going to play Epona's song. And they will just say the same thing every time you play a different song. Also, if you play the same song for them, they will actually give you a blue rupee instead of a purple rupee, and they will not grow bigger. None of them will actually grow bigger. But next up, we're gonna play Zelda's Lullaby, which is one of the most used songs in the game. So you should remember that one at least. And yet again, saying the same thing and giving me another purple rupee. Also, I would recommend while playing these songs, make sure you memorize where or what buttons make each of them jump. It will be helpful once we actually get them all to grow. So next up is the Sun Song, giving us another purple rupee. And I know the last song is Saria's song, but legitimately, the last time I played Saria's song is when we talked to her in the by the forest temple. So I am blanking so hard at what her song is. I think it's something like this. That's what it is. Okay. I actually did remember. And for getting the last one, we get yet another purple rupee. So you might be asking, why did we go through all this work for a bunch of rupees we can't use? And the reason, actually, is if we pull out our ocarina one more time, look at us. We're all huge frogs. We are the world famous, fabulous 5 froggish tenors. Ribbit. Make us jump so we can eat the bugs flying above us. Ribbit. Okay, then ready, set, go. So this is a game of basically Simon Says, but you have to know which frog jumps with each button, which is why I brought it up earlier that you want to pay attention to which frog is jumping for each of the songs. And you have to do this within a certain amount of time. And honestly, this is probably one of the harder things to do in this game because of how precise you have to be. Although with each bug that they catch, you get a little bit of extra time. So if you do the beginning very quickly and have it memorized, you can actually mess up a little bit at the end. So we're gonna see if I can actually do this. There we go. It only took me 4 tries. Young boy, you did great. Perfect. We are stuffed. Ribbit. I never even pressed the A button. I just realized that pink frog ate nothing. Would you take this token of our gratitude? And for playing all 5 of the non-teleportation songs, minus the Song of Storms and the Scarecrow song, and for beating these guys' game of Simon Says, we get another piece of heart. And like I said, that legitimately might be the hardest piece of heart to get in the entire game. Just because of how much memorization you have to do and how quickly you actually have to press the buttons in the correct order. It just is really difficult. Also, I like how he stays giant while he's actually in the water. It's a very cool change that happens after just playing those songs for them. But the next thing I want to do is actually play the Bolero of Fire. There we go. And teleport to Death Mountain's crater. And this is actually a good time to bring up that you can still use the teleportation song to go to the areas of the different temples, as well as the Temple of Time, with young Link, even though we learned them as adult Link. So it's very helpful for actually getting around the world of Hyrule very quickly now that we have them. But the only thing we want to do here is actually come over here and plant a magic bean in this soil, in this soft soil, and then we are going to teleport back to the Temple of Time, because that's the last thing we need to do as a child. And now that we're an adult and back in Death Mountain Crater, we can see, similarly to all of the other magic beans, that this one grew, and if we write it up, it actually takes us right to the top of this mountain, where we can get another piece of heart, giving us another full heart container, bringing us up to 17 full heart containers, which is very nice to have. But with having with getting that heart container, we just want to play the Nocturne of Shadow in order to go back to the Shadow Temple. And this temple is interesting because it's actually at the top of the graveyard. You can see that the royal family's tunes right there. If we scan forward, you can see the windmills all the way in the front over there, and Dape's house is over there and everything. And the only way to get up here is actually to either play the Nocturne of Shadow, or to use the long shot to shoot this railing and then climb up here using that way. But if we go down here, this is the entrance of the Shadow Temple, and you can see there's like 30 unlit torches here. And we need to light all of them, so we can either use the fire bow that we got a couple of episodes ago, or what I much prefer doing is going into my items and pulling out Din's fire and just becoming a fireball. It lights all the torches at once, and it's such a cool look that you can do this so quickly. But with that being said, I think we are going to end the episode here before entering the Shadow Temple. I know this is going to be a shorter episode, but I just wanted to make sure we got everything done as Child Link and got here as Adult Link with the heart container and everything with the Lens of Truth and the Song of Storms done. But I hope that everyone enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Next time, we take on the Shadow Temple. But until then, happy adventuring.